Night Podcast. There we are. Hello.
We need a jingle.
Looks like we're in. Howdy.
Okay.
Welcome to this week's episode of Vikings, Outlaws, and Cowboys. I'm your host, Vico the Bearded One. Nailed it this time. You can call me JJ for short.
It's about time.
Fucking about time. And of course, as always, I'm joined by his bouginess, Alex the Jarl Martinez.
Ma'am,
Howdy.
I need a fucking cowbell. Cling, cling, cling.
Ding.
Yeah.
Every time? Yeah.
Just fucking, or just like a something.
We need a soundboard.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for, a soundboard.
If you're a listener and you want to send us a soundboard with whatever sounds you want, you can even be like that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You send it.
Pre-programmed awesomeness.
Yeah,
Yes.
just whatever. And if it's just us being dumb, that's fine too. Whatever. But
Yeah.
like we prefer
Sound
your
bites.
own sound. Yeah, send it. Send it.
Do
Dude,
it.
it's been a week.
It has been a week. I feel like it's been like a month though.
It does
Does.
feel like that we've had a lot going on.
Holy fuck.
How's puppy life?
It's sleepy life. It's very sleepy life.
Because you're always tired?
Yeah, because he's just tiny, right? So it's like every 2 hours, this fucking guy has to go out to take a piss. And I don't even wake up that many times a night to take a piss. So,
It's because we have old man bladders.
yeah, but I don't even wake up. I hope that I never have to wake up that many times.
If I have
But
to wake
this-
up that many times to piss, I'm just wearing Depends, dude.
Just fucking put me down. Just
I'm
put me
gonna
down.
probably wear Depends when it gets to that point. I'm gonna probably wear Depends for a year running. I'll just stand in public and pee, and you'll just be like, "What are you doing? Peeing?" You'd be
Yeah.
like, "What are you doing?" Ah, it depends.
Depends on what, bro.
Yeah, exactly. What are you drinking tonight?
The old G&T.
I love it.
It's yeah, tasty. It's refreshing. And for the amount of beer that I drank this weekend, it's probably
Would you call
little.
it? It's a caloric deficit now at this point.
I don't think so.
Okay.
We could be there. But it's like I drank so much beer this weekend. I think I'm like gonna start doing intermittent fasting or something again. Because holy fuck.
Did you drink your caloric intake in beer alone plus food?
Just
Like
steak. Just steak.
Ah, fair enough. I'm in.
So I mean,
I-
it's not like I just ate everything and drank everything. It was just like I drank so much beer that I'm still bloated from fucking like Saturday.
Dude, don't you
Friday and Saturday, actually.
Don't you wish you could just drink mead because like it doesn't bloat?
So you can just go party but
No.
but you want you're
No, I'm talking about like, don't you wish that you could just buy our mead, but we
Yeah.
can't because we can't sell anything yet.
but the thing is too is like if you were to do it off of mead, you would be like
All the way drunk for the entire weekend.
yeah, and the lights would be on and nobody would be home.
Your house
But,
would
like,
be clean. Your neighbor's house would be clean. Your
Right.
mom would get a handwritten letter about how much you love her and thanking for her
Right,
for things.
exactly.
You know, things like that. Yeah, I get
Dude,
it.
my neighbor came and drank with us. That's how drunk we were. Is he like he used the gate? He just came through the gate and started drinking with us.
Ro Dizzle showed up.
No, Mike, my back neighbor.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it was
Okay.
fun. We tore it up.
Nice,
It was a
nice.
good time.
I'm only drinking
Dude.
beer. I'm only drinking a beer tonight. Here's the reason why. I started drinking at 3:30.
It's strong. Why did you start drinking at 3:30?
Well, I had a phone call with people about things that made me decide that I wanted to drink with other men because I was over the day. And I'll leave that be. But you
Okay.
understand. You were on those calls earlier. But I met the most cowboy of cowboys tonight. His name is Joe.
You keep saying this, but you have not elaborated as to why he is the most cowboy of cowboys.
So
Like, did he take you around the dance floor and do the Texas two-step?
No.
did-
So he met up with Hook from episode 12, I think, or 11, whatever. The Tommy Knockers guy, right?
Yeah.
So I ran it. I met up with him. I was hanging out. I was just kind of bullshitting with him. He's one of my friends up here in the upland country, if you will. The people of the north.
Mhm.
Anyway, so he comes over. He doesn't even pay attention to me at all. Like I don't exist.
Okay.
He's like, hello, young man. How are you doing? So, dude's 68 years old. And I was like, oh, well, that's kind of whatever. And he's just having a conversation. He does not change his stare from Hook's eyes to his eyes the entire time. And he's like, and how are you, young man? And I was like, sir, how you doing? I'm JT. And he's like, I hope you fucking know that the only way that you can live your life if you have a dick between your legs is by fucking shaking people's hands, looking them in the eyes, and as soon as you say you're going to do something, no matter what it takes, you do it. You will lose friends and family, but that's how this is. And then he has a big ass chaw in his mouth,
Oh, like a
and he
horseshoe.
literally spits in a spittoon in the bar,
That sounds
like
like a pretty
from
magical.
across the room, fucking black cowboy hat. And I'm like, oh, he's like, I don't know if you know this or not, but there's people that think they're men out there, but they are afraid of toxic masculinity. And I was like, holy fuck,
Holy
man. Are
shit!
we
Oh, we
podcasting
just cycled
happening
up.
right now? We're fucking here. Let's fucking go. The testosterone in this room has elevated by 20,000 whatever milliliters, grams,
Swing.
whatever,
Whatever.
parts per million. Anyway,
Fuck that. Pounds
fucking
of balls.
so big balls. Anyway, so he starts talking to me. And he's, I introduce myself and I start talking about, he's like, what have you done in your life that makes you a man? And I was like, well, I don't know. I was just a Marine, no big deal, infantryman. And I went to Iraq and I was in Afghanistan in the National Guard in the Army. And, I just hunt and fish and kill shit, eat it, put it in my face. And he's like, what's your north? And I was like my compass? Like my true north? He's like, yeah, what's your fucking north? And I was like, we're getting fucking deep. I've met you for 45 seconds and we're here.
That's a little deep. It's a little deep for not
And
knowing
I
that.
was I was like, honestly, I'm not a humble man by any stretch of the imagination, but there are two things I'm humble about, and in order they are being a father, and also the second thing is my military service. And he's like, thank you for your service. And I was like, no, thank me. The thing that we always say, like, don't thank me. Our
Yeah.
generation got thanks. Give it to the Vietnam
Oh,
vets and everybody else.
shucks. Yeah.
Like, and then he's like, you ever woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, walk outside butt ass naked and rope a steer? Not one part of me has ever done that.
Not even thought about it, bud.
Nope. He's like, I was drunk and I was dared by my buddies. We were out and they were grazing and I had to go rope a steer. And I was like, why did you have to go rope a steer? He's like, well, you were in the Marine Corps, right? When your buddies dare you to do something, you do it, or otherwise you're a bitch. And I was like, okay, I'm
Okay.
here.
If
Yeah,
yeah.
we're here. Wait, things to make things correlate, but there's not one part of me is like gonna rope a steer, not on a horse, butt ass naked, ever.
I
You're a
I mean,
thousand times more. Your balls are bigger than my body.
I think if we would have grown up knowing how to rope a steer clothed, it wouldn't have been that hard of a dare to get one of us to do it naked.
Definitely not when
At
we're drinking.
at 3 in the morning, oh, get the fuck out of town.
Yeah, we're at
Oh,
the
we've been
gorge. At the gorge, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm down to bring a. I'm going to bring a lasso to the gorge this year. Let's
yeah,
fucking see what happens. It's gonna be
yeah.
stupid.
We'll get fucking Fred running around. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just get Fred's people.
Yeah. If
We'll
you're a
get.
big chick and you like the Flaming Gorge,
And you like to be tied up.
boat has a place for you.
He's got a place for you.
Jump in boat's DMs.
Yeah. So that was tonight, and he was talking about 3 o'clock in the morning. Like that's a real time.
Hmm.
I ain't seeing 3 o'clock in the morning since 2014, unless I
Oh,
stay up through the night.
I've seen it a lot the last week and a half.
You chose violence. It's not my fucking problem.
Yeah, yeah. He's not in here though. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
he's a monster.
But Jackson is. Jackson's just chilling. He's a
Oh, yeah,
podcast dog.
that's fair.
He's good for it.
Bjorn, our regular co-host, is hanging out in his Mew outside because he's like loving it out there, doing his thing.
Is he?
He's
Now that
getting,
it's not -50.
yeah, it's just snowy. He's fine in the snow. He fucking hates landing in the snow, but I mean, Whatever. He's a city bird. What do you want? He's a peregrine falcon.
Yes, this is a city bird. City bird.
So do you want to give the updates of what's happening with the Dreamery, or do you want me to?
I don't even know. So much has happened. Do we have updates on the Dreamery?
We do.
I think you should take us through the Dreamery then.
So after much deliberation and back and forth of lots of things, all of our documents are submitted, which was a battle. Lots of information. By the way, if you're going to start your own alcohol manufacturing business, just expect every part of your butthole to be explored.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like butt naked at MEPS doing a duck walk in front of a bunch of dudes and
Doing
a
the duck.
doctor.
Do you think that they did the duck walk into the standing bent over butthole spread on purpose?
I don't know. Probably.
I think that's a real thing.
I mean, it was just to was it to check for hernias? I don't even remember. I don't even know what the fuck it was for.
It was
super rapey and to see if you're flat-footed, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, and all of us are flat-footed after we spend any time doing the Reaper or any humps, so it's whatever. But yeah, I think it was the flat-footedness, check your gait, and then bending over, spreading your butthole. Do you think they were checking for extrude, like things poking out?
Like a
I don't know.
prolapse?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I have no clue.
He
Anyway,
didn't reach out and touch the rainbow. That's for sure. I mean,
because he could have, and it would have been a real good introduction to the green weenie.
Oh yeah, this is what y'all are gonna get
forever.
But just how bad did that room smell, right?
It was terrible, like, because you were in there with people who smelled like maple syrup, which means they probably pissed themselves walking in there. It's fine. Whatever. Right?
I've never correlated piss to maple syrup. That's odd.
Are you telling me that you never had the kid in like kindergarten or first grade that like couldn't hold their bladder, which feels really bad? You always feel bad for them, right? But you never wanted to shake their hand because they pissed themselves, and you're like, I don't know what you're doing with your hands. Are you touching your pants? Or are you touching the pencil you're writing with? What are you doing here? And they smell
clearly
like
they weren't touching their pecker because they pissed themselves.
What?
I can't say that like pee ever smelled like maple syrup to me.
It was the combination of pee and denim.
Huh. I don't know.
I don't know. I always felt
bad. I disagree on that one.
That's fine. I always felt bad because I felt like they were too intimidated to ask to use the head, which made me feel really bad because like I was never quiet, not one time in my life.
No.
And if they would have just been like, "Hey, man, I'm afraid," I would have been like, "Fucking, let's go. I don't give a shit. I'll go to the head too." Why?
I had a guy.
Because learning about fucking red and yellow making orange is not fucking part of my life journey.
I had a guy in boot camp shit himself once in first phase, once in second phase, and once in third phase.
Why? It's gotta be a fear factor.
I'm pretty sure there was something wrong with the guy. Like, he was definitely an ASVAB waiver, and like, he wasn't working with a full deck of cards anyway, right? Like, some recruiter slipped one through for sure.
Yeah.
And it was to the point where it's like, dude, what the fuck?
Well, it's like one of those situations, right? Where you are sitting there thinking like, like you could be part of one of two schools of thought, right? One of two camps that you could always fall in when there's something like that, like an event that hits another individual that you can fall into. And when you're young, you typically fall into the mockery camp, right? There's not really a camp that stands up and is like a champion of like, hey man, I feel really bad for this person. Like you as an individual always feel embarrassed, I think, when somebody pisses themselves or they shit themselves or whatever. And it sucks because as a kid you fall really into one camp or another, and as you get older you make your own path, right?
I think it's because like you haven't spent enough time as a grown-ass man, and I'm sorry, but you're gonna shit yourself at some point.
I agree. Like you're gonna shart, you're gonna be like, it is what it is. Never trust the fart, right? It's
you can't trust the fart, yeah.
But when you're a kid, you just mock and whatever. So it makes it like, and it's always a thing. It's a cyclic thing, right? And we as people, we think that that's a thing to make fun of, and it's inappropriate all the time. Like don't make fun of people who experience that kind of mockery. Anyway, I digress, sir. But go ahead.
Back to the meadery.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
because I almost shit myself earlier today when I was excited. So it's fine.
It
So
was a
we have.
happy shit.
It was it was like I didn't know what to do, right? So we're sitting there and I submitted everything, I sent everything else to everybody else, and then I got a fucking email. Hey, by the way, I need an audit on this document. And I was like, God damn it, dude. Like, have to update this. It's worse than buying a house or writing a living will. I have to
Oh
tell you
yeah,
guys.
they like want everything.
Yeah. It's fucking
Everything.
ridiculous. It's super ridiculous. So so where we're at right now, we're just waiting for the snow to melt, and then we have contractors in place to get going. So I'm super jazzed about it. We have a new member joining the team here soon. I'm excited about it. Really,
New
really
members.
new member joined the team. So upcoming meet things. Well, let's not much to really talk about. So we were gonna so I'm headed up with the honky or the blondie or the tro.
It's true.
Tro. I'm headed up to with Tro to Helena. We're not bringing any mead. We're just coming up to introduce ourselves to the mead read in Helena um, to do that, and then the crew's getting together to just hang out and have a meetup, like a crew meetup.
Yeah, I
There
was
will
gonna say, because
on the 15th.
our paths are gonna kind of overlap, cross maybe a little bit in April.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, here's the thing: we were planning on doing something, but we didn't have our license in place yet, so we have to do something different. So we're just gonna hang out and we'll do a live meetup coming up. We have Doc on the podcast next week, which would be awesome. And then followed that, we're gonna bring the boat on, which is oh man, I don't know if the audience is ready for that.
It's gonna be controversial.
100% of the time, every time.
Yeah, there's gonna
I
be
mean, we will have to. We're gonna. There's gonna be so many cuts and pastes for that fucking episode.
Fuck it, let's do it live.
Nope. I don't want to get canceled. We'll be episode 16 or 17 by that time. I just don't want to get canceled that soon. Like, let's get to 29 first.
Can we just like change our name and like open up another account after we get canceled from that first one?
But we've done so much.
That's true.
We'll just do that
I would
one.
hate
We'll
to have to go
release.
back.
Yeah, start over.
Yeah, I hate to have to go back.
We have to get rid of our cool logo. We'd have to get rid of all the fun things.
At least we wouldn't have to like start out awkward again.
Well, we wouldn't, but everybody else would.
Right.
We could do a housekeeping channel.
Yeah. Like a
Good housekeeping.
Yeah, good housekeeping. Yes.
Yeah. All right. So, moving from there, we got a pretty good lineup today. I think I'm really excited about the paranormal this week. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
A little bit of
Uh,
low hanging fruit.
it's super low hanging. It's all the way low hanging.
Yeah.
There's gonna be dick conversations that happen
Probably.
for sure. And then we've got our mental health step. So you didn't see any of this yet, so I can't wait to talk to you about it. I love the ambush approach.
Yeah, it's like fucking CNN.
Well, I mean, or it's just an ambush where you're
Like
surprised and you're like,
like
ah, fuck.
like ambush journalism.
Nope. That's like Borat. I would prefer Borat. Borat's ambush journalism.
It's just Bush.
Just all the bush. Anyway, so we've got that going on. Some really cool things. Some veteran events that we're going to be part of coming up. I can't wait to talk about those. And obviously our wrap up and our closeout. So I think that's a pretty good podcast. It's gonna be solid as hopefully always. And if by the way you as listeners aren't impressed or liking or following, then let us know what you'd like us to talk about. We are just doing our thing, so we don't know what y'all want to hear. But it seems like you guys like what we're talking about because we get some pretty solid feedback weekly.
Yeah, and you keep coming back, so
They're just breathing heavy. They're not coming anywhere.
that's hot.
That sounds awesome. Dude, all right, so let's hop into the mental health, man. Men's mental health is a thing that we're always talking about. It's usually our second segment of the podcast, but before we get started, as always, we are advocates of men's mental health and mental health in general. We talk about men's mental health because we're men. We are not women, and we are not anything in between. So we don't know how y'all feel. And if you have some input on how y'all are dealing with things, we'd love to hear it, regardless of the situation. And we could, talk about those things in the futures. But you have to like, comment, and subscribe so we can get that information from you.
It's still so hard.
It's
It's
so
still
fucking
so
dumb. I
hard.
hate asking it. I hate it. I
Oh, and
want,
click on the bell so you get
yeah.
notifications when
Oh
you
yeah.
get
Don't forget the bell. Yeah.
yeah,
Dang,
the
that's a good one.
fucking bell. Click on the bell.
Your job is the bells, whether it's cowbells or bells, and my job is like, comment, and subscribe.
Click the bell.
Yeah, I gave you the easy out.
Ring my bell.
Ring my
Stop it.
bell.
Nobody wants to
Okay,
hear it.
ringing
God,
my bell. Anyway,
we just it's right there. Yep, we just lost 2 viewers.
at least
Right there.
5. It's fine. All right. So with mental health and the men's mental health that we've been going down, we've talked about a lot of things. We've talked about toxic masculinity. We've talked about knowing your peace, like, and owning your violence, and all of those things, right? But one thing we really haven't like expanded upon is being a man and owning it. And this came up tonight with that cowboy that I was talking to, right? So the cowboy that I was talking to was really like, I don't care about any of the things that you're doing, but if you're a man, you've got to be a man. Doesn't matter what color, creed, or religion that you follow, it's being a man. So, Jarl, when I say be, what is it to you to be a man? What's your definition?
Putting 91 octane in a fucking 70s car and doing fucking burnouts, flipping Priuses off.
I respect that on so many levels.
But I guess on a real level, I would say probably taking care of your family,
Okay.
because you got to step up and take care of them first, right? It's not always the easiest thing to do. There's plenty of us that are getting the shit kicked out of us every single day, and you just keep waking up same time every morning, going to work and doing it. And I think that is, I think that's pretty big. I think that's a big part of being a man. I think that's part of that. I think especially part of that blue collar thing, you know,
Hmm.
people being blue collar and, that section, that cross section of women that are like, I want a blue collar man, because he's taking care of his family. He's being a man.
Right.
He don't want to do that job, but he's taking care of his family. So I think taking care of the family and then taking
How do
care of
you
yourself.
how
Take
do
care
you
of yourself too.
how do you own it though? When you're doing those things, how do you own it?
I think owning it can be something as simply as fucking showing up every day on time, knocking it out of the park, even on a fucking bad day. And you know what I mean? Like even when you're having a bad day, you fuck something up. That shit's on me.
Mhm.
Hey, I did that wrong. And I think, you know, at Bearded Viking, we do that a lot too. Hey, bro, I fucked this up. And I think that's kind of what makes it such a kind of cohesive, good work environment is because there isn't a single one of us that aren't ready to raise our hand when we screwed something up.
Yeah.
And I
I
think taking responsibility, owning it is not just kind of a euphemism for like, yeah, go out there and get it, own the day, but own your own shit too. Be a man.
yeah. I think that both of us have failed enough in front of everybody in our organization that it's really like now just second nature,
Oh
right?
yeah, well, and like we fail on this half the time too, but
Yeah, like
everybody gets to
75% of the time, every
yeah,
time.
right. Everybody gets to see us fail.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's not scary to fail, right?
No.
Because it's life, and you probably won't appreciate this, but the
Fuck
smart
you.
people out there will.
You dropped this. I'm flipping
Oh,
him off for
oh,
everybody's listening.
thanks. I'm just gonna take that. I'm gonna put it
No,
right
no.
here in
No,
my.
no.
I'm gonna put it in
I'm
my front pocket.
I kept it. I didn't give it to you. I just
Oh,
said you
okay.
dropped it. I was just showing
Oh,
you.
all right. Well, it's like a family heirloom, so take care of it.
It's fine.
So, and you may not understand it because baseball is a smart man's game, but life is a lot like baseball, right? Because baseball, it's a sport of failure, right?
But
So you go up to the plate 10 times, you hit the ball 3 times and get on base. You have a 300 batting average, and you are fucking in the Hall of Fame if you keep that 300 batting average. Life is the same fucking way. You step up to the plate, and as long as you hit, that 3 or 4 mark out of 10, you're still fucking in the Hall of Fame. So
I'm changing your name to First Base Gump.
first base Gump. But I mean, I think it is, life can be at times a big ass game of failure. But if you're willing to keep going up and practicing on your swing, practicing your swing and going up to the plate, eventually you're gonna hit out of the fucking park. So
I love that analogy and that metaphor. For me, being man is very much what you said. Being man, especially in a
being
realm,
man,
being man,
being
man.
man.
Ook, ook. Anyway, no, being a man is really all about, you know, your priorities and declaring your priorities, whether you're a single man or you're married or what it is. Like, if you're gonna be a hoe, it's okay to be a hoe. Just let everybody know that you're a fucking hoe,
For
right?
sure.
If you're a family man, declare that you're a family man, right? And own it. If you say you're going to do something, you shake somebody's hand, you better fucking do it. And it doesn't matter how many friendships you ruin because you said you're going to do something.
Well, and it's not like what the cowboy tonight said was that profound for us, right?
No.
Because I think that's kind of been our kind of one of our ethos since we started this thing,
Yeah.
or just as friends. If you're gonna say you're gonna do it, then do it. Shake hands, fucking do it, show up, And
Yeah.
that's a contract. So whether it be a contract with you and someone else, or whether it's a contract with yourself, I'm gonna fucking do it. And priorities change. Don't get me wrong, priorities change, but there's nothing wrong with being upfront and
Yeah.
saying exactly what you're gonna do.
Do it. The thing for me, and I think this was a turning point in my life, is when I went from being like this passive aggressive person in my 20s to early 30s to being extremely blunt. Like, if I say I'm going to do something, it doesn't matter, and you know this because I'm too stupid to not do this, to be honest, right? Because, like, I got blown up in Afghanistan and I don't remember all the things that I should remember all the time. So I can't fucking actually lie, because if I lie, then I get caught in a lie that I don't remember that I lied about. It's not even worth it to me, right? So where I'm at now is, if I say I'm going to do something, I go do it. And if I don't do it, I tell my friends. And if you know me, you got to remind me, because I have been blown up and I have a really hard time with memory. That's okay. Right. And you guys keep me on the straight and narrow when it comes to those things. Like, hey, you said you're going to do this thing. And then you call me out on it. And we call each other out in this open conflict kind of way. And the world right now is so afraid of conflict and finding like the middle ground, that it's hard to be a man, because like open conflict is being a man and it's owning it. It's like, hey, listen, you have your opinion, I have my opinion. Why are you afraid of educating me on your side? Why?
hmm
Teach me what
Well,
you think, you know?
yeah, and just the importance of shutting the fuck up and listening to it, right? Because and it's not always just conflict, right? Obviously, I guess by definition it would be conflict, right? There's difference of opinions, but it's just in an open forum saying, "Hey, dude, like, I this I don't think this is right," or "Hey, I thought we were gonna do it this way,"
Yeah.
or just explaining, right? It's not even necessarily at each other's throats, because when people say like call out or conflict, I think some people think that, oh shit, it's going to get violent, but it's
They
it's
always
just
go negative. Always.
yeah, and it's really just something that's like, no, it's just getting the opinions out there, getting everybody on the same page, and you can do it without being offended
Yeah,
or
even
being
if you are
hurt.
even if you are offended, it's called being a man and owning it. Really, the reality is you can be offended. It's okay to be offended. but it's not okay to get out there and speak over somebody else because they have an equal right to that moment.
Hmm.
Right? That's the thing that we as veterans fought for, is the freedom of speech. Just because you're yelling louder than me doesn't mean that your opinion is more valid, right? That's
Oh
the real
yeah.
thing.
Well, that seems like a lot of what happens today, right? It's just people that are louder. They're the ones who people are starting to listen to. They're not listening to
Yeah.
the person that has logic behind their, stance or what they're going to do. It's just if they're not loud enough and they're not kitschy and cool enough, then it's not heard.
That goes back to that whole thing that we were talking about, as kids, when a kid or somebody in boot camp, pisses or shits themselves, right? You have the loud vocal people around them that are making fun of them, which are most people don't want to make fun of those people, right? We've actually honestly feel embarrassed for them, or we feel bad. And you could either fall in that camp, or you can fall in the camp of the rest of the world where we say, hey, shut the fuck up and calm down for a minute. You said your piece, now let me speak. Here's
Hmm.
where I'm at. And people are afraid of the education piece. Just because you think that you're right, and if I educate you in a factual based manner, doesn't mean that your beliefs are invalid. It means that you have now learned something different. It's okay, and it doesn't matter who you are or what you do. You can educate me on anything. Like, I could have a belief that let's say Bigfoot isn't real, and I'll call you out on it because I fucking believe completely different,
Well,
right?
it's like people are so afraid to go against what the popular opinion is, and
Yeah.
people are so afraid to change their opinion because they don't want to get berated for changing their opinion.
Or they're just
But
afraid of failure. Like they think failure is bad.
right, well, and it's like we're gonna go back and forth, and whether we do this for freaking another year, we do, or we're doing this 10 years from now, the podcast, you're probably gonna see our opinions change on some stuff throughout the years or throughout time. Period.
Hmm.
It's very possible. It's gonna happen.
We're doing this when we're 50, bro. We're gonna be crotchety as fuck.
Oh yeah, the jokes will be the
It
same,
it will
and
literally be the two Muppet old men bickering back and forth.
right. Yeah, no, it's like people are afraid to change their opinions because they're afraid somebody's gonna call them out and be like, "Well, you said this last time," or whatever. It's like, dude, who cares? Like, you can change your opinion.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. People change their stance on shit all the time, but people are so afraid to say it when they do change it if it's the unpopular opinion because they get berated by those people that are laughing at the guy that pissed or shit himself.
Yeah, so just if you make a mistake or you're a man, whatever your beliefs are, fucking say it loud and say and own it. But don't be afraid to listen to others. I think that's the moral of the conversation, right? It's like, look, if you tell me that the sky is fucking purple and I tell you that my eyes see blue and you fucking tell me a scientific process of actually why it's purple and your eyes see a different whatever, I'm going
Yeah.
down a scientific,
Yeah, I don't yeah,
and
I
and
mean,
and and you prove it to me. Look, I'll meet you in the middle. It is
I
not
think
purple and it is not blue. It is navy blue.
I think a good example is us anyway, because I'm Christian, I'm Christian, I have my beliefs. You're a pagan, you have your beliefs.
Yeah.
And they're not the same. But there's you I inquire, you inquire, it doesn't it's a totally different belief system. History says we're supposed to hate each other, right? We're supposed to be fighting in some green pasture somewhere, but
Yeah.
it's just not the way it is.
No,
It's
no.
it's people shouldn't be afraid to stand up for what they believe in, or listen to it and be like, well, I listened to it, but I still don't like it.
Yeah,
I
you
don't,
you don't
I
you
don't
don't
want.
have to believe everybody what they're saying, but you should be compassionate, right?
Hmm.
You should have compassion, meaning like you should. So if somebody says that I believe that I'm a race car and I go vroom vroom,
Hmm.
what type of octane do you put in your bike?
Like, okay, race car, but just remember, I'm not a race car, and not everybody else wants to be race cars.
Right.
You know what I
My
mean?
immediate question is, it 91 or 93 octane? That,
You know, I'm
that's a real
ethanol free.
conversation. Yeah.
Ethanol free.
What
You
are we
got to go
running here?
ethanol free.
Yeah, my immediate question, and your immediate question, it should be like, what do you intake, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to be a dick about everything, but you should still stand up for what you believe in and own it. And that's the big thing, right? So, the other thing I think that we're running into in today's society is we as men think that we can't talk to other men about things that are going on in our personal life because if we say it out loud, we think that we're sharing that burden with our friends, which is a really weird conversation to have because, and I'm going to point this out for you, right? So you're not a touchy feely guy. I guess I am touchy feely guy.
By definition.
I mean, I have dreadlocks and a giant beard and sleeve tattoos, and I do enjoy the devil's lettuce.
It's a big old
Fine.
sweetheart.
Oh, just the big old teddy bear. Anyway, but the thing is like men typically when we get together, we don't talk about feelings, and that's a downfall for us because we as men think generally, right, that if I share my feelings about what's going in my life with you, that I'm burdening you.
Or just being embarrassed, right?
Yeah.
Because you just fucking unloaded something and then all of a sudden it's real because you said it out loud and you said
Yeah.
it to one of your boys and you're like,
Uh,
fuck, are we still gonna be buddies
Ha,
after
no,
this?
it's like, haha, no, I was just joking, right? Like
Yeah,
we say that shit all the time.
I
Haha,
got
just
you.
joke. Got you, fag,
Oh
or whatever,
fuck.
whatever dumb, You say whatever you say because you don't want to feel that way. And I use the F word in that aspect. And because like you say those things thinking that you're going, that's the mentality that is
Yeah,
okay. And it's not
but that's
okay. You don't want to say those things. Well, the reality is is in that realm, in that moment you literally are doing the right thing and your friends don't care. They're your friends. And
well,
it
yeah, and nobody wants to be vulnerable, right? So that
no.
vulnerability there is I think a big kicker too.
Yeah.
Because once it's out there, the monkey's out of the box, and fuck, are these guys gonna fucking judge me for it? Are they gonna go talk up
Oh yeah.
behind my back about it?
And if
What?
you and if you're let's call yourself a masculine man, extremely masculine, right? And you go to the gym or whatever and you work out and all these things and you do all the man things, right? Like that toxic masculinity, and then you open up. you, a lot of men perceive themselves as opening up them in a way or opening themselves up where they feel like they're maybe in a different realm. If they're a straight man, they feel like they're homosexual, right? Or if they're a homosexual man, they feel like maybe they're crossing a line and they're like impeding too much. And the word fag comes out in that aspect as a because men say things like that joking around with each other
Well, and
sometimes.
like I will say this, and just kind of to sidebar off on like saying fag or something like that. Like, I've never said it to like be like, oh, that's gay.
Right.
Like,
Like,
like I don't know, like I saw like the South Park clip that said it like the funniest shit ever. It's like, no, I didn't mean it because he's gay. I meant it because he cut me off in traffic and almost crashed my car. Like, it had
yeah.
nothing to do with being gay. And he's like, they were like, well, and they like went to like it's the gay
Yeah.
congressman or whatever, and he's like, so since I don't ride a motorcycle and I don't have a Mercedes, so I'm not a fag? And they're like, no. Did you cut me off in traffic? No. Then you're not. It's like
Yeah.
it
Oh,
never really had
I
anything to do
it,
with being
it,
gay. It was just
it
like
in my
it's like saying
mind,
fuck or like
yeah, well, in my
dick
mind,
or
in my mind, and obviously, if that offends you, we do apologize, by the way, just so you know. But we're talking about it because we're talking about it from a man's perspective that we live in, the realm we live. We don't
yeah.
understand those things, right? And so we're not meaning it in an offensive way. So we'll make sure we clarify that. But at the same time, too, like I always go back to um the most epic, what you gonna use a fucking rope for? Is that right, Rambo? You know, um, you've got the show. and I'm fucking drawing a blank right now. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank with Willem Dafoe in it, and
Like
he
Boondocks?
Boondock Saints. Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. I just had a fucking blank, dude. I told you I've been
We
drinking
were just
since
talking about
3.
that shit like yesterday too.
So yeah, so he's sitting there and he's laying, and he's obviously a man who sleeps with other men, which is whatever. I don't give a fuck who you sleep with. And the one guy, the dude's like sitting there on his chest and he's rubbing his nipple. He's like, "What are you fucking doing, you fag?" And it's like awkward moment in the middle of the
Right.
movie that's hilarious, and you don't know whether you can laugh
You're
or
like,
not
well, you
laugh.
could yeah. You're
You're
like,
like,
oh
whatever.
fuck, this is awkward.
Yeah. So, and when we talk about those things and we keep going down, and obviously now this is a huge segment piece.
No, I just wanted to fucking clarify though,
I know
because
I
it's
do.
like one of
I do
those things
too.
where it's like,
It's like
I,
I don't
it's
consider. I consider that as fuck.
yeah,
Like you're
just
being an idiot. Like
yeah,
like I have a lot of friends that are homosexual and gay and whatnot, right? All realms of the LGBTQIA plus. Did I get it all right?
yeah. Fuck, I don't know.
It, uh,
Alphabet,
yeah,
gay.
it's a long thing, right? So I have a lot of friends that are in that spectrum, and I don't disrespect any of them at all. My thing though is what like you can literally hear the word fag and you know that that person's an asshole.
Yeah, that's it's like you're just
It's
talking shit
asshole.
with, yeah, you're talking shit with your buddies. And you're like, ah, god, and it's just
Yeah.
like, it's not a
It,
big thing.
it doesn't even roll off the tongue right, but you still accidentally slip like me. Yeah,
It's just
whatever.
never,
Anyway. So
it's never seemed that offensive. But I get what
that,
you're saying. I
yeah.
saw that and I was like, oh fuck, trigger. I was like, this
Yeah.
shit is funny because it totally explained it exactly
It's
how we use it.
so
So
real. Like
go fucking type in the clip from South Park and you'll totally understand what we're saying.
yes, absolutely. But the thing that I was trying to get at,
Yeah,
before we went down the rabbit hole, hey
the rabbit
Alice,
hole.
how's it going?
Yes.
When we go down the rabbit hole, you're Alice, and I'll be the teacup.
Oh fuck, I want to be the rabbit.
No. We're chasing the rabbit. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I actually want to be the stopwatch, but that's fine. I'll be the teacup. It's fine.
Hmm.
Big spoon,
Okay.
big teacup, big teacup. You're Alice.
Well,
Anyway,
put my mouth on it.
it's fine. But the thing is, as we as men, we really across the board, I think this is a standard. We don't unload. We don't talk to our friends about our feelings. We don't talk about to our friends about things that are negative in our life because we feel weak when we do it. And we feel like not only weak, but we feel like we're putting that burden on our friends, like our brothers. So we go to a meetup, we hang out, and we talk about cars, and we talk about like hunting and fishing, and we talk about paranormal bullshit, and we talk about what our favorite fucking whiskey of the night is and
And
how we're doing
just
things.
fucking make fun of each other and
Yeah, but we never actually talk about the things that matter, and that's
well,
really like what's going on in your life.
and it's like the setting too, right? Because the meetup, is generally us going out and having a good time and tearing shit up. It's not necessarily, I would say, like something like that be more one on one, or unloading some baggage or something, is more of just kind of a laid back one on one, kind of like powwow setting where you're just
So I would agree with you before this all happened, before we started doing all this stuff. But there was a time when I was struggling really hard recently. And I was like, hey guys, can you guys jump on a call with me? I just need to talk to some boys. And I need to talk to my boys. So we jumped on a call and I let you guys all know what was going on as a crew. And I had solid, amazing feedback from different angles and different points of view from all of you. And I think that was my turning point with an outside perspective because when
mm,
you're in the moment, you're in the weeds. So there's a time and place for both. I think
I
they're
get I
both
could
real.
I could see what I definitely see what you're saying, especially with that example. I It comes back to, for me, is whether you have that circle, whether you have a good enough circle to do that. And
Yeah.
I think that that's 100% what a lot of people struggle with, is finding that circle. And I think it's a big deal here in Utah, finding that circle, because there's a lot of people that are ready to just turn around and stab you in the back that are here,
Mm.
and it's rough. And I see people go through it all the time, and I feel sorry for them, right? Because like I have my inner circle, I have my family, and then even when we extend ourselves like we have with the you know the VOC podcast and just being bearded Viking and stuff like that, wanting to hear people's stories and stuff like that, so we can maybe try and have an impact or just be there for somebody that needs to talk that might not have somebody there. And that's kind of the advantage that I think in the example that you gave that you have and we have, right? We can just call them up, all hands on deck, like school
Yeah,
circle around me,
yeah. I gotta
and
fucking talk.
yeah, and everybody's going to jump on, uh, you know, and try and make themselves as available as possible. But some people just don't have that, you know, one or two guys or that crew of guys and or
Yeah.
gals, whatever. But in those types of cases, I could see how it could be really, really hard for somebody to feel like they could unload or want to unload. But
I mean, I will say for 100%. Like, when I almost cleared my mind, I didn't have anybody to talk to. Like, people always tell me now. Like, I heard your episode 2, and like they're like, I was there for you. You could have called me, right? But I
mhm.
didn't feel that connection with them, right? So it's not that you don't have them. It's more like the gal that's looking for the best man who's her best friend. She's like, I want to date somebody who does all of these things, and that her best friend is all those things, right?
Oh, like every rom com ever.
Yeah, basically, right? Yeah, whatever. Sure.
But I
I,
mean, it's
I
not
mean,
wrong.
it's not wrong,
It's
right?
that way for a
And
reason.
yeah, exactly. So like the thing is like, the best friend, that situation where you can talk to everybody that's right there, that's close to you, that's really willing to support you. Like, so many people after episode 2 reached out to me like, dude, I am so sorry you didn't know that I was available and there for you. And I was like, well, it doesn't matter. And I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Like, but I had to go through that to find out who I am. And some people don't make it through that. Unfortunately,
Mhm.
that is what it is. And you're never going to know the impact that you have on everybody's life ever. Doesn't matter. If you die and you move to a different plane of existence or whatever you believe, right? You're still never going to know the impact you had across the board, of the people right?
Yeah, because
Go-
the people are never going to say it, right? People
Right.
are not going to say it until it's too late.
Yeah, which is the big thing of that I'm talking about, like being with a group of men and letting others vent, letting them, like, creating that place, right? I had a good conversation tonight with the not cowboy and the not hook, and this was a random guy. He was like, "Hey man, how you doing?" And I was like, "What's up, dude? How's it going?" And he's like, "Oh, just hanging out with my wife. We're just doing good things. We're there drinking or whatever, just drinking some solid PBRs.
Right.
Fucking awesome." And we got to talking, and he was like, "Dude, I think." I think the thing that I want to talk about the most is in with you, and I don't know why, is I want to talk to you like how hard it is to just open up to people. He's like, you ever experienced that? And I was like, oh yeah, until recently, until I was on a fucking podcast. But I
Now
told him,
talking
I
to
was,
everybody.
yeah, I talk about all my feelings now for no reason. But he was like, what do you think? And I looked at him, I'm like, listen, dude, if you look at your group of friends and all of your friends ask you for your opinion, and when you turn to your friends and ask them for their opinion and they don't respond, you're with the wrong group of people.
Hmm.
And he was very, very, like, he stopped talking for like 10 minutes and he was just thinking about that. It's not really a profound thing. I think Ben Shapiro talked about it, or the little
Yeah, but
short
I
guy
think I think
before.
when you I think I said that to you though too at some point, maybe in not as many words, but it was pretty profound for you though at
Oh
that
yeah.
time
Oh
too.
yeah, no, we talked about that before. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But then but you take that and you expand upon it, right? So let's stop with the I'm the top dog in my friend of groups, or group of friends, friend of groups. That's fucking neat.
Yeah, whatever.
Thanks, beer.
This message has been brought to you by Pat's Blue
Beer.
Ribbon.
Right? No. But you think about that in an emotional state. Like, let's just only talk about emotion, right? So if you're in a group of friends and all of your friends only talk to you about their emotions, and it's a one-on-one situation, but when you call them to talk to them about your situation and they don't respond, they're not there for you.
Yeah.
Same exact conversation happens with yourself. My friends aren't showing up for me, but I show up for them. Are we in an equal relationship, or am I carrying this?
Right.
Right. So be a man, own it, look at where you're at. And if your friend group can't be there for you when you need them to talk about your emotions, and you can have that open, an honest conversation with them, and they can give you outsider perspective because they're not in the same home with you, they're not living your day-to-day life, but they know you and they can give you external perspective. Okay.
And a lot of times it's way easier after you get the outside perspective.
Yeah.
The solutions are way easier than when you're just sitting there thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it and just
Because
mulling it over.
you get stuck in your own OODA loop.
Yeah, exactly. And you're just like, oh, well, that's dumb.
Yeah.
It sometimes it's so simple, but you're
Yeah.
stuck in your own way of thinking. And I think it is unprofound as that statement is, it's pretty profound. If you're the sole leader of your group,
For everything.
maybe you're in the wrong group.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that the people that you're surrounding yourself with currently are bad people. It just means that you need
No,
somebody to challenge you to
no,
be
not at all.
better.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, yeah, having those relationships that are not challenging to be in, but a relationship of people that will challenge you to be better and do better.
Did you just profound yourself into stardom? Are you a Koresh? You are a
I
Koresh.
don't think so. I don't
You're
think so.
Koreshish.
Everybody will forget this.
Not even. Not at all. I think that's actually one of the most profound things you've ever told me, honestly. I think the thing is, right, and so the statement really, I don't know remember exactly who it was. It's the short guy, the Italian looking guy. Anyway, um, he's kind of angry, says fuck a lot. But the thing is, that dude's right. Like, he's like, if you're the top dog in your friend group, then you're in the wrong group because you need to challenge yourself. But here's the thing, right? So let's say you are the top dog in a group. So you're the alpha of the alphas, right? You don't have to get rid of your friends. What you need to do is create a new friend group. Your inner circle will always be your inner circle. The people that you trust, that love and care about you, will always be that group. But you can bring new people into your life that challenge you in different ways,
Yeah.
right? So don't think that when we talk about the shit, we're talking about like discarding your friends. Like, don't get me wrong, like nobody loves the two of spades unless you're playing fucking spades.
I don't know.
And then you only love the two of spades if you have the big mo.
It's a lot of spades.
Listen, man.
It's a lot of spades.
Big mo, little mo, two, ace.
If you don't know what he's talking about, look up the game of spades.
Or go meet a Mortarman.
Yeah, or yeah, just join the Marine Corps.
Fair enough. So don't get twisted on that, and don't think that we know exactly what we're talking about, because we drink when we do this.
We do. That's why we're so profound.
Yeah, it's 100%. Like, I don't think that I could do this sober.
We could try.
Nope.
We
No,
could
we
just
couldn't.
have like some drinks on reserve. We could
Listen,
just start pounding shots if it really starts taking a
listen,
dive.
listen. At no point in my entire life did Odin or Thor or Freya say Lent is a thing. They never said give up
Lent.
things. Yeah.
Listen,
Every
Mama didn't
every
raise no
Friday is
quitter.
a good Friday, bro. Every Friday is a good Friday. We're rolling. Thursday's actually Thursday. Let's fucking roll into that bitch, right? Okay. Anyway, so speaking of like crazy outside of the realm things, We have low hanging fruit to talk about tonight, and I'm really fucking stoked about this.
Hey, you're really excited about this.
I cannot fucking wait for this conversation. I've been fucking like pinging you and being a dick about it because you didn't know we were going to talk about
Well,
it
you didn't even
until
speak
this
English in
afternoon.
one of the messages. I was like,
No,
what?
that's just me. That's just me texting.
Well, yeah, there's that too.
Fucking real thing. How much? How much gin did you do there?
A
Three
lot.
to one. 3-1.
I'm working on trying to.
You're getting there.
I
You're.
fucked up.
I fucked up.
Yeah,
Did you?
it was over the ice, and there's, yeah,
Bad.
you can smell it.
That means you're
It's
not
gonna.
drunk enough. You're not at my level yet. Hurry up. Get here.
I'm working on it.
All right. Drink beer number 2.
Oh,
I'm gonna get me one of them cold snacks.
hang on.
Hold on. Did it work?
Nothing.
Fuck, man.
I think I can go with a little bit more gin, actually.
Oh, we're doing it.
It was scary, but here's to
Do you have a line?
getting the trash cans out on time on Wednesday.
That seems terrible. You're gonna have to. We haul trash up here, so I don't actually am hauling like trash.
Yeah, that would be so much easier, actually, for me.
I go to the town like 4 times a week. It's like whatever. Just throw the garbage bags in the back of the taco. Roll. Let's go.
Mm.
Speaking of garbage cans, vampires.
Oh, there it is.
There we are.
Okay, I think there were some in the bottom.
Well, they call it a garbage can, right?
Oh, jeez.
Because there's no such thing as a garbage can.
That was pretty bad.
It's a real thing.
I like it.
It's fucking. It's in your repertoire. Actually, so tonight we're going to talk about vampires and werewolves. Super low hanging fruit, like the most low hanging fruit you can have.
Yeah, like the fact that we haven't talked about it yet should impress all of those. That we made it to what 15 episodes and we didn't talk about vampires and werewolves.
Yeah, I mean we kind of did with the things that I don't talk about. It's dark outside, so I don't talk about them.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
I mean,
it's different.
But whatever. Anyway, before we get into that, I actually have a UK listener who told me a story, a paranormal story.
So it's spooky.
Ooh, yeah. Actually, a super cool moment. So we'll call this man Simon.
Simon, he doesn't want to be disclosed, huh?
No, his name's Simon.
Oh, okay. There's no alias. You're fucking dumb.
I got you though.
that was pretty funny.
We're here. I'm crying. It's fine. You're crying. I'm crying. I don't know what's happening right now.
Oh, it's very emotional talking about werewolves.
All right. So
Simon.
Simon, aka Simon. He's a coworker of mine who listens to the podcast. I was telling him about like all the paranormal stuff because he got episode 2 and he's like, man, that's really deep, man.
That shit was heavy.
It was
That
heavy.
shit was super heavy, dude.
Super heavy. And he was like, and then he just got sidetracked, right? And so he told me, I was like, hey, dude, like listen to the extra episodes because we mixed in paranormal after that. We had to set a tone for mental health and why we're advocates.
And then while everybody's depressed and sad, and then
we cheer them up.
Yeah,
we're fucking in.
Yeah, it's our model.
Yeah, it's how it works. It's fucking
our winning model.
It's what it is, right? So he's like, dude, you believe in the paranormal? I'm like, yeah, Sasquatch is real. Listen to like any of the episodes, like. And I'm like, I have a ghost that fucking hangs out with me. She's a little girl. She's kind of nice. There's a terrifying piece of my life that I try to forget, but then I go to sleep and I see just fucking black hollow eyes and turning into a fucking coyote. It's fine. And he's like, what the fuck? That's a real thing. And he's like, and so in the most UK accent, like the most English accent, Simon says to me, as I said, Simon says, he's like, bruh, I have a moment. So my dad passed away like 5 years ago. And I was like, oh, dude, I'm super sorry. And he's like, well, he was suffering for a while and he had a bell that he would ring whenever he needed something from his wife, right? And he was debilitated and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So Simon, his sister, and his mom are downstairs, and they're sitting there and they're just watching TV. This is after he'd passed, and the bell rang. A bell rang upstairs in the room, and it was right when Simon's mom's or now husband came into the house. And the bell rang again, and everybody in the house heard it. So they went upstairs and like looked for the bell. There was no bell, it was gone. Shortly thereafter, Simon has a dream. And he's sitting there and he's talking to his dad in this dream. And apparently everything in the situation, like their family wasn't all right. They were dealing with a lot of depression. They were dealing with a lot of things that were going on. And Simon said, "This is really weird because I feel like I'm saying Simon, playing the Simon Says game."
Right.
Anyway, so
Touch your
anyway,
nose.
no, I'm
No,
out.
Simon
I'm
didn't
out. I'm
say.
out. I'm Simon to say. Anyway, so um, but Simon was telling me he was like, hey, so I had a dream that my dad was sitting there and he was talking to me saying, hey, listen, everything will be all right. Everything will be all right. And he told me at least his sister had the same dream. I think his mom had the same dream too. Like, you're going to make it through this. It's going to be all right. They all had the same dream on the same night that his dad was communicating to him, right? And I was like, holy fuck, dude.
His dad had the
That's
juice.
his dad was like fucking looking out for everybody. And when his stepdad who like came into the house, the bell rang and I think Simon stated that he felt like the bell rang because that's what his wife needed was that man
That
in
was
their
like the
marriage.
next step.
Yeah. How profound is that? Like a communication with via bell and dreams.
I feel like it's something that's not that out of the norm, honestly.
Right.
I feel like that I've heard stories like that time and time again, and have stories like that just from my own family.
Yeah.
Um, so I think it's definitely something that, either, that person that passed away is out there trying to
Say
get in contact or say
yeah,
it's okay,
it's okay,
or
yeah. It'll be all right.
yeah. So I don't, they people talk about like having like manifestations of things like this, or like just, that many people focused on it kind of manifest weird stuff. But I think it can go either way. I think, sometimes it might be manifestation, and sometimes it might just be, that, mom or dad or grandma or grandpa or whatever just looking out.
Yeah,
They're
I
saying,
think so.
hey, it's going to be okay.
I mean, it was really cool because we were just doing a cocktail hour, a virtual cocktail hour, right? A
Hmm.
meetup, if you will.
A meetup. Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And he was just like he just opened up about it. I was telling him about like Squatch and like all the giant stuffs and like sending him links of all these things, and he was like, "Holy fuck, dude, you're a nerd!" And I was like, "Yeah,
Thank
for
you.
sure. I am definitely a paranormal nerd." And then I asked him like Star Wars or Star Trek, and he's like Star Wars, and I was like, "You're my fucking people, bro. Fuck
Yeah,
Star
I
Trek."
mean, not everybody's perfect.
I mean, and I get it. Star Trek people have flaws.
Simon's pretty cool, but I mean, Star Trek's better. So before we get into werewolves, I have to ask you, what happened when the werewolf swallowed a clock?
I don't know.
He got ticks.
That's fucking terrible. This is the fucking stupidest joke I've heard in my entire life.
I
We're
feel better
carrying
now.
over the. I didn't know we were doing dad
I
jokes for
feel,
the whole time ever because
I
we
mean,
had bones to pick with people
it
last
was
last
low
week.
hanging
It
fruit,
was the
but
lowest. Like people step
uh,
over that fruit.
yeah, they do.
It was
Or
squashed
on.
fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, uh, he'll see himself out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't unfollow, please.
No.
For fuck's sake, please
Follow.
don't.
Yeah. No.
That was
Don't
bad.
don't unfollow.
You literally searched that one. You didn't know
I
that one
had to.
beforehand.
I had
You
to look
didn't
at a
know
not.
that.
I
You
had to
didn't know
look
that
at a
beforehand.
werewolf joke because it was good. You can't
Fucking
go
hell.
into it not with a
You're so
werewolf
fucking
joke.
terrible. All right, real quick. Moving to the paranormal. Past that. So, two questions. Vampires and werewolves slash lycans, are they real?
I think they have to be, right?
Well, Christopher Walken's one of them, so yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that they are definitely. I mean, if Bigfoot's real, werewolves got to be real, right? And there's plenty of villages in Romania that would tell you that vampires are real.
Absolutely. Okay. And the second thing is, do you think they're actually really mortal enemies?
I don't think so. I bet you they grab drinks on the weekend every once in a while.
Are they like ninjas versus pirates enemies?
Are ninjas and pirates enemies?
It's a fucking website. You are missing out. Since you're looking things up, look up ninjas versus pirates. It's a fucking
Ninjas
website.
versus pirates? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we'll
On
start
it.
off. We'll start off with: Are you a ninja or are you a pirate? This, by the way, depicts a lot about you. This question, and my
Like
dear
ninjas
friend Fred
versus.
Villas actually, when we were on recruiting duty and stuck working late nights, he actually introduced me this question.
I don't get it. Still don't get it.
They're mortal enemies.
I don't think they are.
No, they're totally mortal enemies. Are you a ninja or are you a pirate? I
I
see you as a
mean,
pirate. I see you as a pirate.
I was gonna say I think I'm more of a booty man myself.
People say booty man all the time because you're trying to get that booty. But the thing
I'm talking
is,
about gold, bro.
yeah, but also you're not talking about gold.
Am I?
I mean,
Or aren't I?
be innuendo guy. It's fine.
You definitely don't want me to be a werewolf joking.
No, let's not do that again. I'm a more of a ninja guy.
Why are you more? You don't even look like a ninja. You can barely even touch your toe.
I'm not a flexible ninja. I'm like a
Well,
samurai
ninjas are
ninja.
flexible. Samurais are flexible. They're
They're
tiny little
not.
Asian dudes.
No, samurais are not flexible. They walk around in stiff fucking like suits.
Yeah, but like once you get them out of the suit, dude, they're
Yeah.
ninjas.
When you get them out of a suit, guess what they are? Fucking dead.
Dead.
Dead. All the way. Yeah.
DD. Yeah,
DED.
I.
Yeah.
You're more of a pirate rummy guy.
No. No. I don't even like being on boats. I've been on boats. It's not fun. It's stupid.
You've been on all the wrong boats though, and I can't say
I
that I
don't know if
haven't been.
there's like your boat is fine, but I'm talking about big boats
Yeah,
with
yeah. No, that's what I'm
giant
saying.
oceany
Is like,
shit.
yeah, like my boat's fine too, but like, yeah, I've been on all the wrong big boats also.
So if we've
I
both been on
100%.
all the wrong boats, then that means to me that all the boats are wrong. Because right now we're batting for 1,000. We're better than that baseball analogy earlier. We're batting a
Or
thousand.
or are we just bad at picking boats?
Now you see what's happening here is that you've never been out in the ocean.
This is fucking bad.
You're welcome. That's my contribution to the fuckery tonight.
Well, welcome,
It's
welcome to the game.
that's fucking fun. All right, cool. So tell me your thoughts. Let's break them down one by one. Vampires. What do you think about vampires?
I think that Kate Beckinsale plays a really fucking hot one in
Facts.
that
Documented.
movie.
Van Helsing
No, Underworld.
and Van Helsing with
Oh yeah,
huge
yeah.
Jackman.
Was she in that one too? She
Yeah.
was. That's right. She can't get away from it.
I that alone makes it worth it.
I think there's way too many like written tales
I
about
think so.
vampires for
I
them to
think so.
not be real.
I think so too. I think I read something that like Vlad the Impaler was actually obviously a true person, and that I don't think that there's ever been a catastrophic event with a person from Romania with pure blood, like a pure blood Romanian. Did I say pure blood, right? We're talking about vampires. It's fucking whatever. Anyway, not like Blade Trinity bullshit, but like a pure blood of somebody who's born and raised in Romania. I don't think there's been a mass um incident where there's lots of death from that. There's no train accidents where the Romanians die. There's no fucking airplane accidents where
I've
Romanians
seen something
die.
like that before, yeah. And
It's
like
weird.
and we've talked about it too before that like the royal family in England is actually blood descendants of Vlad the Impaler.
That's why Queen Elizabeth lived to be 2,000 years old, and she was actually really a vampire, and she was just actually
It's,
stabbed to the heart finally by Princess Di's
it's
fucking
gotta be.
lover.
Oh, that's why vampires and werewolves don't get along. It's because werewolves like steaks.
Fucking stop. It's fucking terrible, dude. What are you even doing right now? You're like trying to be like you trying to be like the next level of me. What are you?
I just wanted to see how long I could do it.
No, it's terrible. Stop. We're losing listeners by the moment. Fuck, bro. Oh God. All right. Fuck you, dude. I think that vampires are actually real, but the real question is, besides Vlad the Impaler, do vampires have a man dick or a bat dick?
Ooh, definitely a man dick.
No. You want the logic?
Uh, I mean,
I got logic.
I mean, if they're gonna transform into a bat, then obviously it turns into a bat dick when they're a
No.
bat, right?
No. Here's the logic. You ready to be logic? I'm about to lawyer you. Are you ready?
Okay, hit me with it.
All right, here's the thing. Vampires seduce women to the point where the vampire can move in for the neck bite. They never seal the deal because they have a bat dick. If you
Uh,
go into that situation and you have a little like tic tac, you ain't finishing the deal. You ain't getting no blood.
what about in that movie, The Underworld, where the vampire bangs the other vampire?
Yeah, bat dick, bat vagina.
Blade.
I think he's a half man, half. He's a daywalker. It doesn't count.
Well, yeah. What about like all the other people in the movie? I don't know. I'm gonna say man dick.
I say bat dick.
Agree to disagree.
I don't. I think Blade was a Hollywood dramatization of it because everything else says opposite.
I'm saying man dick.
I
Man
don't
dick
think
that
so.
turns into a bat dick.
That doesn't. I mean, the more or not, still bat dick, bat
I'm
dick.
not saying that it's a big man dick. I'm just saying it's a transformy dick.
It's a dick.
It's like Squatch. He's always a Squatch, so he has a dog dick.
I don't. The question is still, if you're a vampire, right? You're Dracula's descendant, or you're Dracula, right? Why would you move in for the bite first and not just fucking go to Pound Town and then like go up for the struggle snuggle afterwards with a neck bite?
I mean,
It's never detailed different.
do you usually bang before you eat the steak, or do you usually eat the steak and then bang?
What are you talk? Wait,
Just saying.
define
The
steak.
the jugular is steak.
Look, man, you
Banging is
always
banging.
no. You need the protein fuel to increase
Okay,
to go down the path.
well, fucking Drac is just getting his protein before he goes down the path.
But at that point, then it's in
He's
necrophilia.
hungry, bro.
Is it necrophilia at that point? Because he's dead.
No, because they're not always dead. Haven't you seen Bram Stoker's
I don't think
Dracula?
that. Again, we're going with the Hollywood-based stuff. I'm not
I
Hollywood-based
know,
stuff.
but what's his name was in it? It doesn't even count. It was based off the book.
Are you talking about dude from 300?
No, I'm talking about Keanu Reeves was in it, and so was who was the other guy?
You're talking about Bram Stoker's dude.
Bram, yeah,
The dude from 300 was in it, or was that Dracula 3000? I think it was the same.
that's Dracula 3000. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Yeah, Gary Oldman.
That's a terrible, terrible depiction of
Have you not
that.
seen that movie?
Gary, yeah, and I have. It
I
was
don't think you
fucking.
have.
I blocked it out of my life because of the
Dude,
haircut.
And Anthony Hopkins is like Van Helsing.
No,
Yeah. See,
I'm
you
not.
haven't seen it. You can't talk shit about it because it's based off the book, and it was like all-star cast. Winona Ryder was in it too.
Smash.
Totally.
Gary Oldman is a hilarious fucking Van Helsing. He's a terrible Van
No,
Helsing.
no, no. He was a vampire. He was Dracula. So you
Wait,
haven't seen it. So you have homework.
it's been a long time. No,
I'm telling you,
I've seen it.
once you go back and rewatch that movie, I think you'll agree.
So,
Man, Dick.
no, I don't think so. I think
I
that's
think
just
you
the
will.
Hollywood. No, I think that's just the Hollywood sexualization of fucking of vampires.
I mean, it's the book. Read the book. It's pretty much the book.
No, no.
See, now you're conflicted.
I'm not conflicted at all. Hollywood is Hollywood.
Yeah, fuck Hollywood.
Fuck
Anyway,
Hollywood. Anyway, okay, here we are. All right. So you think that lichens and vampires go out for drinks, huh?
I mean, at this point in the history, they gotta just kind of like bro out every once in a while and just talk shit about those pink fleshy fuckers that are us.
If you were to choose between you and or to be a vampire or a lichen, what would you be?
I'd definitely go with the lichen.
Same. I just don't have the eyes. I don't have dreamy eyes. And I don't want
Yeah,
to be skinny forever. I like being
okay,
kind of a thicker fella.
so a lichen, dog dick or man dick?
Totally man dick. I think that they changed to. I think they changed to
See?
werewolf,
So
and I
why?
think they
So
just
why?
fucking drop it.
See, I
Bam,
just punched a
forehead,
hole right in your
forehead.
freaking, right in your logic. I just punched a hole in it.
No,
How can
listen,
it be a man dick that changes into a werewolf dick, but it can't be
no,
a man dick that changes into a bat dick?
because he's a bat first. Men are men first.
I don't know. What's that movie, Dracula 2000?
It's a terrible movie. Don't watch it. Terrible movie.
That was alright.
You like the Fast and the Furious? That I like. I can't. It's like the
Like the
Land Before Time
first
with sports cars.
first five of them were good.
I, I can't undo what you just said. We also
I don't,
lost listeners there.
yeah,
You're in dad joke land and
and
Land Before Time with cars land right now.
we just gained listeners because the first five were awesome.
Whatever. All right. So real conversation about these guys. So let's get into it. All right. So we all know the origin of Dracula, right? So it was Vlad the Impaler, and he was trying to save his country from the Persian invasion,
Right. There was
right?
the last stand.
He was the last stand, and he met an entity in the wherever, whether it was the forest or different accounts was it the forest or it was a cave or it was wherever he met it, right? And he sold his soul to save his people. And so when he did, he became immortal. But the drawback from being immortal was that he had a thirst for blood and he eventually killed his family. This is after he had already been part of the Persian Empire as a prince that was sold into servitude and whatever, and then came home into Romania as the king, right? So,
Wasn't it
do
like wasn't he one of like the last of the Byzantine Empire too?
yeah, he was one of the last of the Byzantines. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was. So the question is do you think that that is a standalone instance where he is the original vampire, or do you? I mean, because there's obviously a vampire before him, right? Or do you think that that kind of thing happened in each realm of the world? Do you think that that is a subset of species?
I don't know because I don't think it's something that is like proliferated the world. I think it's mostly in like that Eastern bloc and then a little bit of like Western European culture and then a little bit of the United States. Like very little bit of the United States.
Well, yeah, because you never hear about Chinese vampires, right?
Yeah, like I don't know of any Asian vampire stories.
But at the same time, though, like the Asian culture is so. If you're not Asian, you don't know the culture,
But yeah, but they still
right?
make like some ridiculous scary movies, right? That are based off their own culture.
Yeah. Okay, so like The
They have more
Grudge
of
or
a
whatever.
they have more of like ghost or like entity related scare,
So that
scary thing.
so that's like a hole in the story though, right? Everything else we've talked about that we believe in is unanimous across the board, whether it's Bigfoot or giants or aliens or
Well, if it's a
ghosts.
population of them, then
Eh,
that doesn't
maybe.
necessarily have to, like, if it's been like 150 dudes and chicks for the last 300 years or 400 years, and you know, they
Hmm.
don't have to move and proliferate the world, right?
But that's not like how a species works though. So I don't even know if I think it'd be plausible because they have a vampiric disease. And there was a person actually who found I was watching, TikTok because, sometimes you just got to scroll for a minute in life. You're just taking a shit, you got to take a scroll, right?
Yeah, I see
Same
that.
thing.
I started calling it PO since I'm the COO.
Mm,
Change it to PO.
fair. Poo.
Like
The poo.
poo ops.
Poo ups. Fair enough. I get it.
Yeah.
So, but I was sitting there and I was scrolling and this guy's like, he dug up a tomb in Azerbaijan actually. So Eastern European bloc, right?
Yeah.
And they found a whole bunch of artifacts that were linked to like that era when Romania was bigger than Azerbaijan. It was Romania, Azerbaijan, a bunch of other shit, right? And they identified, was it, what is it, like 26 genes in the human genome, right? There's 13 and 13, right? X and Y chromosomes.
I think so. Yeah, 26.
So it was like 29, and three of them were unidentified. But then they like did some experiments to test things, and it was like this weird thing where they put blood on them because that makes total fucking sense to do it.
Yeah.
So I was on TikTok, so I was like, whatever, this is fucking TikTok, right? So then I started doing more investigation, and it's actually a real thing. There actually is a vampiric human gene sequence.
Like a genome.
Yeah.
I've seen like the one where, not the TikTok, but like the YouTube or whatever story where the guy's saying that like he just inherited a bunch of stuff from his family, and
Yeah, there was
a
the same
lot of
one.
it, was it the same
The
one?
same one. Yeah, he sent it off to some private guy or private
Lab.
scientist lab, right? And they couldn't find the three extra. They've never been able to identify the additional three genes, and they started like adding like water and different like things to them, and they added blood, I guess, which is apparently a thing that you do, which is weird to me. Pardon me. But they added the blood, and like the cells regenerated. They started up again.
Oh, it regenerated. That's terrifying. So it says humans have between 20,000 and 25,000 genes.
What is the DNA sequence though? It's 26, right? It's like 13 and 13 is the basic breakdown for strands of DNA versus RNA, right? What is the 26 thing? I know there's a 26 thing. God damn
Let's
it,
see.
Bo. Where are you? You should be fucking Googling this for me right now.
Damn it, Bo. Alternate
Yeah, boat. The boat alone.
the boat. I
Rudy.
don't know where the 26 is coming
Rudy.
from. I don't know.
Rudy. It's chromosomes.
It says
That's
20
what
to
it is.
25.
20 chromosomes? Are you sure? I think it's 26 chromosomes. How many? Or if you're already there, just let me know.
There we go. 46.
46. Okay, so it's 23 and 23. So then it was 49. Good number.
Oh,
But
okay.
so it was a weird odd number because it's usually broken down between the man and the
Because you
female that
have half
procreated.
and
Yeah,
half, right?
half and half, right? So the thing was, it was weird. So and I was like, that's fucking weird. So I started doing additional investigation, led me to the YouTube channel, and then led me to a bunch of other stuff. When I went down this weird path that I felt like if I kept going down, I was going to be on the dark web, and then I was going to be investigated, and then a vampire was going to make me not alive anymore.
Hmm. It says 25 pairs of chromosomes for vampires. It's on there for
Bef-
fandom.
49 is what I said, right?
I know, but yeah, but the vampires say it says 25 pairs of chromosomes.
I know, but so 49 is pretty fucking close to that, right? Science versus fandom. That's pretty
Yeah, I
good.
don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. The other thing too, so we moved from that to lichens and vampire and werewolves. So throughout human history, this is something that's documented across cultures. Not
Mhm.
shapeshifters specifically, but people that change uh, into werewolves.
Yeah, and
And
that started in Eastern Europe as well.
no,
But
actually, it started in China.
mm,
Yeah, it started
oh,
in China.
I thought it started in Romania.
No, it started in China when the Mongols were battling the Chinese because they have wolves over there, right? So they used the Mongolians would utilize eagles to kill wolves, but sometimes what would happen in the night, the wolves would come in the shape of a human and take their kids, and they would utilize that as China is one of the oldest cultures in the world, and they would attack the Chinese in a wolf form.
Ah, see, this is saying ancient Greece and Rome.
Same time frame.
Eh, kinda. So it's talking about how the werewolf as we know it appeared in ancient Greece and Rome. So it's in their poetry. The stories of the beasts are usually mythological, although some have bases in local histories and religions. So, and that goes all the way down to all kinds of stuff. Actually, there's lots of things that are saying Greece,
Yeah, so it's the
which I
legend
didn't.
of the Lycan, right? And Pelagius angered the god Zeus, and he served him and made him a bunch of shit. Um, a lot of Indo-Europe mythology has it. So I was wrong on that, but the
I was gonna
information
say
that
I don't
I
think that wolves are even that China even has wolves.
no Mongolia does. They utilize
Mongolia does, but I
yeah.
thought you said China when you said.
So no, so I said that when it was when China was fighting the Mongols and
Oh,
and
okay.
Kublai Khan, right? There was a legend that I read, and I don't know how real it is, but is the legend basically stated, and I can't remember where I found it. So if this is wrong, don't quote me on it because this is a podcast, so fuck off. But basically, the legend was that Kublai Khan utilized werewolves to beat back the Chinese, and that's
Mm.
why. And so he also utilized things like dragons and other things to actually do that. And the reason why they made the wall, right, the Great Wall, was to fend off all of the terrors of the outside.
Yeah, so the Mongols would basically be a European wolf then. There is like a population of Mongolian wolves that's at like 30,000, but they're not as big as like uh wolves if you were to go to like Russia and Germany or the Americas.
Yeah,
So
there's like giant fucking wolves. Like the images of the origins for the werewolves in Mongolia are fucking terrifying, actually.
so ancient Greece, right?
Hmm.
Because the Greeks fought the Mongols too. But the Lycan story, that that would kind of put it in stone, right?
Hmm.
So it goes way back, but it's proliferate.
You're trying to
It's
say that
gone.
word a lot tonight,
Yes,
dude.
it's gone across way more continents than like vampires.
So here's an interesting statement, right? So in actual true like jungle Asian culture, so like Korea, Vietnam, Thailand, the werewolf changes from a werewolf to a were tiger or a were leopard. Real quick, shoot from the hip. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. You get your opportunity to be a werewolf, were-tiger, or were-leopard. What are you being?
I think I'm still gonna go with werewolf.
I'm totally gonna be a werewolf because were-tiger, I feel like we've seen that with Siegfried and Roy,
Yeah.
where
Yeah, I
they were
think
wearing a tiger
yeah, they
on
were
their
wearing a
wiener,
tiger, and
on
then
their
the
dick.
tiger, yeah, the
They were
tiger
wearing
didn't
a
like
tiger on the
that.
dick? No.
Yeah,
And
tiger didn't like
and a
that.
and a were-leopard? I'm sorry. Listen, I'm not I'm not a fan of leopard print anything. It's not
And
a thing
if
for
I had
me.
to choose between a dog dick and a cat dick, dog
Dog
dick,
dick, dog dick,
dog dick.
dog dick all day long. Because at least then you know what's happening. Like the red lipstick comes out, you know what's happening. You don't even
Yeah,
know what's happening with a cat dick. You're like, what are you doing?
yeah. I've never even seen cats have sex before, but
I
there's
don't
like
think
cats everywhere.
always. That's also why you can't find Sasquatch.
Damn it. There's a lot out there.
There's absolutely a lot. So we're I think both of us are kind of like half-assing this tonight because it's so low hanging fruit. There's so
It's
many
so
documentation, and it's not like either of us have ever experienced it. And it's one of those things like, and if you've experienced either of these things, I would love to know. But like this is a whole European thing, and probably
it's mostly an
old
Eastern European
Louisiana
thing.
Louisiana
Louisiana, yeah.
Louisiana kind of feel to it. And look, dude, I'm not telling you it's not real. I'm not telling you it's real. I just don't, from my
I,
perspective,
I think it
the
probably is. Like if I was gonna be like, what was that movie? Interview with the Vampire. I mean, Louisiana seems like a solid place
yeah.
in
Do you
the
think that
South for like
do you
vampires.
American vampires actually have like a southern accent?
I mean, I would if I would. Totally.
That makes sense. I
Yeah.
mean, like I would be the most Creole. You know who I'd be if I was going to be a werewolf? I'd be Gambit from the X-Men.
Oh yeah, totally.
Fucking in.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm in on that. Werewolf though, I don't think that. I think that if you're going to choose between the two, right? So, so like one is bougie and one is rugged, right? Like, and we're talking like bougie beyond bougie you can understand because they have a million years
Well, I
of
mean,
fucking.
it's like that movie Underworld, right? Like the werewolves are like more rugged and hardy, and the
Yeah,
vampires get smacked in the face a lot by
yeah,
werewolves.
a lot.
Yeah.
So if you're going to choose the two, you'd be a werewolf.
Oh yeah, totally.
Same. And the funniest werewolf movie I've ever seen is Teen Wolf. Pre
Yeah, that is pretty good. Dude,
Appreciate appreciates.
I saw a van just like that today.
Well, that's interesting.
When I was picking up my Corvette, he had a van in his shop up on the lift. It was definitely Teen Wolf all the way.
I feel like if Rudy ever or the boat ever grows a real beard, he's basically Teen Wolf Dad.
It's not that he's not trying.
I said if. It's the patchouli though. He's killing it off before it starts.
It's a sandalwood.
Oh fuck. All right, guys. So that's our paranormal for tonight. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, so first off, Dracula, Bat Dick, for sure. Never sealed
Man,
the deal.
dick. Man, dick.
Bat Dick, Bat Dick.
I think you should type it in
Kinda.
the DuckDuckGo and say Dracula Mandic
I think
or
you
Bad Dick.
should do a Chat GPT AI and see and say, ask the question.
I don't even know what that means.
Bro, it's like fucking Terminator, Skynet. It's a thing.
I'm not fucking with Skynet, dude. I don't even want Skynet to know that I live.
No, it already does.
Fuck that. No, it doesn't.
Remember that one time when I sent your photo to it and I was like, draw me a picture of this guy with his Viking and he came out with a sombrero? It's fucking broken. It just
I
knew.
think it's perfect representation.
Yeah, it knew who you were. So therefore, and I said Viking with your face and then you came out with a sombrero.
It will
It
not be
read you
trifled
like
with.
a fucking book.
It will not be trifled with. But before we wrap up, because we're going down the wrap up road,
Yeah, we are.
We have a lot of new swag getting ready to come at you.
Oh yeah, we do.
All the
So,
peoples.
well, we have a couple of things before we got to wrap up. So I just want to move off the paranormal thing. So, wrap up. Dracula has a bat dick. Werewolf has a man dick. Let that wrap around your face for a little while. Battle in your head. If you have nightmares, tell us about it. It's fine. Uh, Next things we have coming up. We have some veteran events. We're gonna be out with the iDub.
The iDub.
The Irreverent Warriors. We're gonna be out.
Yeah.
What's the date in May? May 12th, 15th?
May 12th?
No, I think
I
it's
don't know.
15th. I think it's May
Is it
15th.
May 15th? No.
Yeah, it's totally May
Is it?
15th. I think so. I think it's May 15th, bro.
I mean, we're super prepared.
May 13th.
May 13th in Salt Lake City.
I think so.
Hmm.
I don't know. We're not super prepared. I sprung this on you at the last minute because that's how I do.
We're never prepared. Events. What are the events? Let's see. View all the cities. We're going to it. We're turning it up.
You're here.
Utah, 5/20/23, bitches.
I was close. I was 7 days off. That's pretty good. I'd win a prize.
It's in
I'd
May.
win a prize. Yeah,
In
so
May.
May 20th, we will be at the IW Silky March, which is veterans only. But if you would like to volunteer to help as a civilian, you're more than welcome to. So we will be there walking around, and we will have our
Man dicks.
BVMC Beacons of Liberty,
Right.
BVMC Silkies there.
Daisy Dukes of Freedom.
Absolutely. And because I have been in Montana for the past 2 years, I will make sure that my Beacons of Liberty guide your way.
Oh,
Also
yeah.
known
It's
as
going to
my
be the
legs.
widest.
The widest legs. Right. And then we have July 15th.
July 15th.
Which we will be in Bozeman, Montana.
Awesome.
Saturday.
Oh, yeah. And Marty and the gang.
Marty and the gang will be there. I cannot wait to see all those beautiful motherfuckers out there.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be walking with them.
Oh, them beautiful thighs.
Amazing. I cannot wait. So with we will be there supporting them. And for every pair of silkies we sell, we will donate $2 to the Irreverent Warriors Fund.
Oh, okay. That sounds fun.
I think it's gonna be amazing, bro. I hope that they just cup appropriately.
Just a very nice soft cup.
Yeah. We don't want we don't want a firm grasp, right?
Right. So we're gonna have a bunch of dudes like changing into their silkies in the trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. And the roller shitters.
There may be an ale horn involved with ours.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
It's gonna be fun. I can't wait to walk around. It's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, dude. I cannot wait, dude. I'm super stoked. So, we have some new swag. We have a new VOC shirt coming out, and it's
epic.
It's most epic.
It's most epic.
I can't wait.
Yeah, we have shirts. We have hats.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Hold on.
Let's talk about the really exciting thing. Past the VOC shirt. The VOC shirt was perfect. But we have the Jarl's first shirt coming out.
We'll see.
It's literally going to be his bouginess.
We don't have first looks. We'll see.
I want to let you know that if you don't bedazzle the Jarl's shirt after you get it, are you even fucking trying?
The answer is no.
No, the answer is his bouginess. Bam.
You will. You will buy a shirt and you will like it.
We do have a Mead Maiden line coming out as well.
We do.
So
we have some more stuff for the maidens in the life.
And we have a new tank top for a bro top coming out. And I'm really super fucking stoked about it. That scarlet red is gonna be fucking hot.
The bro top.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good on the nipples too.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a lot coming up, but I'd like to just do a real quick shout out to our sponsors. So thank you, Bearded Viking Mead Company, for sponsoring all of this stuff and helping us reach out to all the men out there struggling with all their shit, and also all the ladies and everything in between that is working on things, because you guys are our community. You guys actually spreading the word and helping each other out is what our goal is, right? So thank you for BDMC.
Yeah, and I feel like even though we don't know women's mental health because we're not women, I feel like there's a few of them out there that we've actually helped, and we've got some good feedback from. So
Yeah, absolutely. So just make sure you guys are out there talking to each other and taking care of each other. Huge shout out to Rogue Industries. If you have any questions, reach out to Justine, because if you reach out to the other guy, he doesn't want to sell you a shirt.
I'm too busy doing BVMC stuff.
I mean, I said what I said. Again, thanks to Boss Graphic Design for all the work that you do for us and all the great logos and everything else. I've had many friends actually reach out to me, ask for his information. Reach out to Rudy. He'll get you taken care of. He is single, so if you're thicker than a Snicker, he'd like a bite.
Ooh, yummy.
Yep.
Drop him a snack in his DMs.
Facts. Make sure that's 4 or 5 C's.
In boat? What?
And finally, of course, we would like to do a huge shout out to the veteran communities we love and cherish. So IW, we just talked about them, Reverent Warriors. If you are a veteran and you need some release and you want to hang out with people who are like-minded and have a dark fucking sense of humor, find your local IW that's in your town. They're in every single state in America, including Alaska, which is interesting. And including walk. Yeah, you can come out, hang out, get a little bit tipsy if you can drink. If you can't drink, get really hydrated with your water or root beer or whatever it is you partake in. But come out and be part of the dark humor and meet great people. Finally, huge shout out to Racing for Tomorrow. Thank you, Beer, again for sponsoring the drunk version of me on this episode. It's great. I love it. Racing for Tomorrow is a great veteran organization in which they put seats with drivers in them.
Veterans butts and seats?
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm here for it.
Thank you. 3 o'clock, bro. Since 3.
3 o'clock.
It's 11. We're here.
It is.
Anyway, they will help you cross the finish line of life. I want a t-shirt. I want a fucking finish line t-shirt.
Yeah, I'd like to finish.
Period. All right. With that being said, we love you all. Thanks for being part of our community. Tell your friends, tell your family. Be there for them. I am Vico, the bearded one. You can call me JT for short.
Love y'all. Stay weird, beardos.
Cheers, motherfuckers, and fuck you, y'all. That shit caught up with me, man. It caught up with me, and it was fucking perfect.
Like a brick wall.
When the flames get hotter, you move deeper water. That's where I learned to sink or swim. And you know I don't really give a damn, but underneath I try as hard as I can. That's why when shit gets thicker, I reach for the liquor, load 'em up and flip a bird to the man. around the tree. And I don't know if I've ate it, but I know I must have made it waking up young, wild, and free. And you know I don't really give a shit. My daddy raised me to never quit. That's why when things